Okay, so you have, for the lips, you have dot 1, dot 2, then the nose, and then the lips. So the lips have two edges, similar to the nostrils of the nose, that are the darkest. Does everyone understand that? Oh, that's what I could call a happy ending. Versace. Can you undo? 1,000 times. I made it 1,000. Okay. Do these two dark edges are the dark parts of any lips that you're gonna find. Now, depending on the lighting, sometimes over 9,900. Sometimes this entire area is dark, depending on the lighting. So all you have are just one dark upper lip and a sort of dark area here, and then a little bit of darkness here, and then you have the structure of a lip. Okay, so what happens here at this stage, the reason why I give you those two dark edges to draw first is because, one, they help you determine how big or how wide the lips are from the side, and two, they help you determine where to put the lips on the face so that you're putting them in the right place so that there's enough space for either lip between the chin and the nose. So did everyone see how I did that? How those two edges help me find everything else? Basically what they're saying is, okay, I have you back, go in there, infiltrate the camp, come back, I have your back. That's basically what they're doing here. They're helping me find the parameters. Why it dies when you're going to feel old. When it dies, you're going to feel old. That ref would never die. DBZ. I love Dragon Ball Z. Don't say that, Dan. They made me feel old all over again. And the bend thing between the lips. I like it too. Sexy. Something about it. Okay. Just as a general rule. I love that tiny little dip in the middle of the upper lip. Yeah, the Cupid's bow. Yeah, it really helps you find, and then you have the dip here that extends from that. So two pieces of, one piece of flesh moving downward. And the more you age, the more it sags down. Okay? So did everyone see how I did that? How I'm going in here blindfolded, you guys. The things that help me though are the principles. The principles help me so I don't waste too much time stumbling around in the dark. These rules help you. Bob and Steve help you find yourself through the dark. Watch like in 100 years it ends up being a religion. And so Bob came to Steve and said, keep away from my wife. And times were good. And together they prospered. Okay, this reminds me of how a friend taught me how to draw lips in 2nd grade. So you guys, try to remember these things. Please remember this if you remember anything from this class. When you draw, you are discovering. What does it mean when you discover? Was Frodo happy when he was walking through the land of the Shire all the way to the Rivendell, being chased by crazy horsemen? Was he happy when he traveled through Khazad-dûm and lost Gandalf all the way until the Lothlorien? Was he happy all the way towards Isengard and then through when he lost everybody else? Was he happy all the way until he reached Mordor, almost dying? He was happy when he finished. That's when he was happy, playing games with Sam and the big dinner that they had at the end. That's when he was happy. Nice, Elisis. So what he did, though, he wasn't very happy because he was discovering, he was exploring, he was in the dark. Okay, we're talking about Frodo right now. Why was Frodo in the dark? Well, because he didn't know what he was doing. You're Frodo. You as the artist are Frodo. You don't know what you're doing. You haven't memorized the map. I personally think that the map sort of helps you find. If we didn't have the map as the readers, we would have felt more like Frodo than anything else. Why? What am I doing right now? What is the connection that I'm making? What Frodo did have, though, were clues. That's all he had. He was given a direction, and then he had to walk in that direction. Everything else was exploration. Art is exploration. It's scary because you're stumbling around in the dark a lot. But one of the biggest lessons of the Lord of the Rings is that in any darkness, no matter how dark it is, you will always find some sort of guiding principle through it all. So in the end, when you find your way, the little vial that was given to him by Galadriel, when he found his way through, that crazy spider bitch, and then how she almost killed Sam or Frodo, and then Sam had to take it and run off, is because you guys, I'm giving you little tiny little lights right now, okay? That's basically what I'm trying to tell you. I'm giving you Arendale's light right now. Ulrich, thank you for the detail. I'm ashamed. I used to remember all those little terms, but now I forgot them all. So right now I'm giving you guys everything that I know. Art is a stumble. Art is very, very difficult. Art is, in all honesty, one of the hardest things to do. Why is it hard? Because you're exploring. So the best kinds of explorers are people who know how to read clues. So Aragorn was an amazing ranger. Why? Because he was a good hunter. He knew how to read the clues around him. That's basically what you guys have to become. Frodo didn't know crap about anything beyond the Shire. Anything beyond Hobbiton. He didn't know anything about it. So that's what technically you guys only know your local information. Eyes represent eyes, a little slit represents the nose. Right now, I'm giving you a map. I'm teaching you what I know. So please, you guys, besides what Bilbo told him about, I know, but you know Bilbo, he'll expand anything best. Bilbo's map was 10 times bigger than the actual map of of Middle Earth. I'm telling him, $10. His map was probably 10 times bigger. Anyways, okay, that's basically what I'm trying to talk about right now, is that I'm giving you little pieces of light that'll help you through. And I want you guys to keep them in your mind. When you're out there exploring, getting lost, stumbling in the dark of a painting, I want you to remember the tiny little things that I tell you that help you find your way. Okay. Alright, so how do you make lips? Dark shape, dark little thingies to tell you where the tips are, and then continue on. Then find the Cupid's bow, and then find the tip of the lips. So this is what happens when you draw the line between the two lines first. It looks really bad. I try to avoid that, and then draw the Bob and the Steve, and then know how to shade them from there. It's a little more illuminated. So for next class, this homework is going to be, I think I gave you a lot of information right now already. I'll probably go on to critiques. For next class, I want the noses that you drew last week to be combined in the painting with the lips that you draw this week. Okay? So what is the homework? What's the homework, class? Well, you can make a lip Bob and a Steve. You can call them Betty and Veronica. I personally never liked Archie's comics. But that's all I can come up with. I don't like the cliche names. I think Bob and Steve is enough. But yeah, technically, 2 triangles, Bob and Steve. Okay, and to make something smiling, what do? Make it move up, man. Stuff you learn in grade 1. Make her smile, make her have a little bit of a flirtatious thing going on. You don't have to make, not all lips have that darkness in the bottom. So there's things that you learn how to take out. There's things that you can keep in. Okay, and then I'll tell you next class how to detail lips, because I already talked about it before. I feel like I'm going to just keep talking about the same thing over and over again. But next class, when I'm editing them, your homework, I'm going to talk about how to make lips look more detailed, look more dry. Could you make lips a lips smirking, please? Okay, so drawing lips smirking or anything, you just have to remember that's why it's so important, Mitya, to know that you're supposed to be using those first 2 lines here. Those first 2 lines help you determine. So if you have the nose, Okay, let's say you have the nose. I didn't use Bob and Steve, so it's probably gonna look really crappy. Okay, so you have the nose. When you want to draw lips smirking, the lip itself hasn't changed place on the face. What has changed place are the muscles. The muscles have moved the lips upward so that the smile is realized. So you have the tips of the lips moving a bit upward. And that's how I start. But when I start these two tips, I don't make just two dots. I make the actual bend of the lips. And so what I do is I start connecting them. I find the Cupid's bow. Okay, that looks a bit turtle. And then I find the bottom. I shade those out. Oh, by the way, hi Llama Looks. Some of you guys make these names just to embarrass me when I say them. I know. I know you guys. I know how you think. Okay. So essentially what's allowing these lips to look, say my name too, God of Bad Weather. Essentially what's allowing these lips to look like they're smirking is the fact that I've established where to put the two original lines. I mean the two dots that help me find. Hey Llama, welcome. Or have you been here before? First time here. Oh. Welcome Llama, nice to have you here. So darken that out. Determine how much teeth you want in there, if you want a lot of teeth, if you want the tongue to show. All that is up to you. All that is stylistic choices up to you. But for now, please focus on drawing closed lips so that you guys don't, get caught in them. But if you want to take it there, if you want to take your skills and you want to challenge all the time in a challenge state, there's nothing wrong with that. The only thing you're ever going to get is learning. The only thing you're ever going to do is learn. Okay, and if you want teeth, put in some teeth. Okay, and then I just keep moving. Imagine the way the muscles turn. These areas here are going to be a bit darker, and then they're going to move. I'm not using references, so it does look a bit like my style, a little bit cartoony realism or cuteness, but I'm trying to keep it basic here. All you have to do when you draw smiling lips is to remember the first two dots. These help you know where everything is. Okay, Mattia? Are those the lower teeth or the tongue? That's the tongue, but I guess it looks like lower teeth now. It was the tongue. It was little illumination on the tongue. When I smile, my lower teeth don't show, so I'm sort of using my lips right now as reference. You can make them lower teeth. How about wrinkles when smirking? Okay, I talked about this before. It's very, very easy to make a smirking laugh lines for when you're smirking to make it look old. Because look, instant geezer. The way to avoid that is to remember that when you use actual lines to represent some sort of bends in the skin, they'll look like wrinkles. So sometimes there's extreme wrinkles that exist without smiles, and there's wrinkles that only happen when you smile. To create the wrinkles that happen when you smile, you have new from L'Oreal Instant Kiss. That was a good one, Matthias. So yes, when you want to do muscle bends, it's essentially what wrinkles are when you laugh are just muscles moving. So what you do is you get shadows to represent them. So just represent them through shadows. Now she looks like she's smiling. She still maintains the cuteness, but she doesn't look like an instant geezer. Instant geezer. Okay, guys? So do you see? Just shadows. Use shading. Because what actually happens is the person is shading. If there was an actual line, the person would look like there's an actual line here. Boom. Line. So when you want to draw someone old, all you have to do is really just accentuate the lines, which is, I drew someone old a while ago. Let me just try to find it. It was Najid. So the way I managed to make him look old is because I actually painted the lines in there. The lines are very, very visible. The lines in his forehead, the lines everywhere else. It's not fully rendered, but it's okay. To make something look young, but also having a couple of wrinkles on it. Let me see if I had anything. I don't usually draw smiling people. It's very serious. Okay, maybe this girl here. She has a bit of laugh lines going on, I think. So simple shading represents the bigness of her cheeks. Simple shading, barely visible because I wanted to keep it very baby-like. Remember that creepy thing that I showed you guys? Don't make me show it again. Baby, Passion of the Christ. Okay. What's up with the ugly baby? Alright, see this creepiness? You don't want this. This is something you don't want. How about if a person is a guy? Same thing. Same exact thing. Especially laugh lines. Laugh lines are the essence of old faces. Laugh lines and eyeballs. I mean eye sagging. Eye sagging under the eyes. Those are what makes something look old. So let me draw this for you. Just like Scott McCloud. Do you guys see that? This happens in cartoons. This is how they make a cartoon look old. Okay? Those simple lines right there. Did everybody see that? Sorcery. My current ones have been raped. That's creepy like cute. Creepy cute or creepy creepy? No, that's creepy creepy, man. There's no creepy cute. So this is what I mean when I say use as soft lines as possible for wrinkles, okay? And you want to make something look wrinkled up.